Hello, everybody out there. How are you doing today? Thank you for dropping by. I might be starting a little early here, but I finished lunch, so now it's time to get back to painting. What's up, Low Spec? How you doing there? Oh, cool. What kind of stream are you going to be doing? Ah, okay, okay. I think you were doing that last time that I did a live stream. I just started working on this one this morning. Still got a ways to go on it, but I decided to get rid of one color that was on my palette, put in a different one, because just wasn't feeling it. My ever-trusted yellow ochre. Hello there, DBB. How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. That's good to hear. I'm just working on this is a I'm working from a reference photo that I got from a recent Frazetta themed figure drawing session, and I purchased the pictures, the reference photos from the model, and now this is there was about 15 or so that I was really like, ooh, enjoying. So I decided to start with this one first. I've been very busy, but that's a good thing. I'm getting ready for WonderCon in America. I'm going to be heading out. When will I be heading out? In what's today? The 6th. I'll be heading out in exactly 2 weeks. So I'll be in America for about 3 weeks, actually. Yeah. So it's just getting a lot of prep done for that. Did you say make Star Wars? I did. I did. I've recently finished. I recently finished 100 cards. I've done 3 sets for Star Wars. I did Hyperspace, which just recently came out. I worked on Masterworks, which has yet to come out, so I can't reveal those yet. I did 80 cards for that set. And then I recently worked on Star Wars Chrome, and that was 100. I did 100 for that set. And those, I don't know when I'm going to be able to release those either because Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, I haven't done a lot of live streams lately at all. I used to do them quite often, but I just yeah, just got out of the habit. So every once in a while, I'll just do an impromptu live stream, just if I feel like hopping on and talking to people. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for having accepted to me. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm not allowed to show the cards, but I also recently got through Tops as well, gig with SpongeBob for their 25th anniversary. So I've been working on those as well. It's a lot of work, but I'm happy to get it. Um, there's another company I have a contract with, but I haven't gotten any work from them recently. They haven't been doing a whole lot of projects, apparently. But Cryptozoic is the other company that I work for. And the cool thing about them is they give you artist proof cards to work with, which you could sell for any price that you desire at cons or eBay or what is your favorite EU novel? Oh, I'll be honest, I haven't read many of them. After I finished, I read all of the Timothy Zahn ones. I haven't read those for a long, long, long time. I've actually been wanting to get back into them again. I'm a bit of a normie, I guess you could call me a normie when it comes to Star Wars stuff, but I've always had a love for the original trilogy. Not the biggest fan of the prequels, but I appreciate what they tried to do. Um, well, it's been fun actually doing a lot of work for the prequels. The only problem that I have with using reference photos from the prequels to work with to make paintings or do the sketch cards. Oh yeah, the Timothy Sound books are great. I completely agree. Um, yeah, the the prequels are just a huge CG fest, and it's like, ugh, I love. There's just so much of it that's you could tell like the lighting's not natural. It's just really, uh, it just looks. It looks. I don't know. Doesn't have that weathered feel to it. Um, it lacks reality to it, and so uh, that makes drawing it a bit difficult. But yeah, there was a lot of cool characters in it though that are fun to draw, and the vehicles too, spaceships, what have you. Okay, I'll check that out. Definitely. Yeah, I'm just in the process of finishing. What book am I on right now? Uh, I think it's called. Oh, it's a sci-fi book. Uh, oh, the prequel to the prequels. Okay, no, that's not good. Um, they have to send out. They like what is it called? They've invented something that kind of speeds up evolution, and they basically bomb a planet with it, thinking um, the monkeys that they have on board with them were going to basically replace humans. So they were going to evolve really quickly, but it ends up backfiring, and it not backfiring, but it works, but it just works on a different species. Not monkeys, a different animal. And yeah, okay, yeah, my it did something really weird here just a second ago. So I've been working on this since this morning. I'm uh, trying to work with as few colors as possible. And I kind of broke my triad rule. I usually work at triads, meaning I use only 3 colors in black and white. Sometimes I don't even use black, but today I broke down and I used black and I added another color. I just didn't feel like it felt fleshy enough. Oh, thank you. It's so what happened was this I do some online remote figure drawing sessions, and this model, her name is Haley, she did a Frazetta themed session. So I took part in that, and it was a really great session. She put a lot of work into really, uh, making it look Frazetta-esque. She has some nice backdrops, had some good props and everything. And then so afterwards, I purchased um, purchased the video from her to take screenshots from, and now I'm using that as a reference photo, and I'm adding in my own colors and kind of playing around with it, and, taking changing things here and there. But I'm hoping to use this to have this for sale whenever I go to WonderCon in America this coming well, it's coming March 28th, 29th, and 30th in Anaheim. So yeah, I did it took about how many I have like about 15 of the shots that I was really happy with, the poses. So I printed those out and then yeah, kind of deciding which ones I want to spend time working on. I'm hoping to use one of them as a poster as well. We'll see what happens there. Because I've got posters printed up. Well, I've got posters ready to go from ones I've done I've sold at previous cons, but I would like to have something new. Oh, you are correct. Green, red. Oh, yeah, you can see down here. Yeah. Okay, so what I was using is I was using green, violet, and a blue, but then I decided I make these triad wheels. I've got a bunch of these. More papers over here, but so for originally I was just going to use this one where I was using violet, permanent green deep, and turquoise blue. But then I wasn't. It felt too cool. Well, I don't know. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I added in um, a yellow ochre to kind of accentuate these because I didn't have anything warm in my palette, and mixing a black and a purple, a violet, will give you this kind of warmish feeling to it. But I wanted something with a little bit more fleshiness to it, so that's why I added in the Naples yellow. I'm hoping it'll work out. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So I'm just basically working with the violet, white. Um, did I say Naples yellow? Yellow ochre. I meant to say yellow ochre. I don't know if I said that or not. Yellow ochre, permanent white, permanent green deep, turquoise blue, and a violet and a black, ivory black. But I'm trying to be only use this blue within selected spaces. I kind of want to make that pop out. Well, yeah. But thank you for asking questions. Um, Another thing I try to stay away from, well, using black could really just pure black is it'll just it'll be too strong. But I try to use my grays and mix them in with my colors to make it more neutral. So uh, I'm trying not to use it as a crutch. I'm not trying to use black too much in my painting, but I find that I am using it a lot. So I gotta try to stop doing that and instead mix like my violet and my green to make a darkish color. Yeah, so that works better. And what I'll do is I'll just, if I want like an area to be like this area right here, I want to make it her hip, her butt. It's bright, so I'm going to just do a little bit of a wash. And I'm working in gouaches, by the way. So I'm just going to do a light wash over this just to kind of push everything back. And yeah, I find that that works a little bit better. I kind of want this leg to be pushed back a little bit more, so I'll just continue the wash over that. Kind of give it a little bit of a layer. So what I like to do is, like, for instance, I'll make this completely dark, and then I'll go back in it on top of it, and I'll go in there with some highlights and kind of make that heel pop out. So I'll just go back in here and then make that heel pop out again. And I do that over and over in places. I'll It's all about some push and pull, push and pull. The thing I like about gouaches is, of course, you don't have to wait for drying time or anything like that. The one disadvantage of gouaches, of course, is it's a water-soluble medium. Therefore, once you put it down, it will lift up again. But you could play around with the pressure that you put on the brush, the amount of water that's on your brush, the amount of paint that's on your brush, and you can kind of achieve um, some things that you could do with acrylics and oils with gouache. It's become one of my favorite mediums. So I could just come in here. So the place that was bright, went over it with some dark values, and then went back into it and just kinda pumped them out. There we go. I almost want this arm, I think this is a bit too heavy, this line right here. So what I'm gonna do is kind of push back this area behind her here. I'm gonna mix purple with some violet again. Oh no, my deep green is a violet. Let me just do a wash over here. Oh no, I had some white mixed in there. So, and then just kind of lightly brush over it. That way that line isn't as strong. Kind of make that arm pop out. Same with up here. And I'm going to push this shoulder back just a little bit. And then I'll go back into it with some highlights. There we go. Has a more fleshy feel to it. It's always scary going in there, you've worked on something a lot, and you're like, "You know what? I'm just gonna change it all." I think I almost need to make this arm a little bit more straighter. Can't tell. It's a funky pose that she's doing here with her hand, but I think it's working out okay. And I'll just come in here. I'm not using a red, so I'm using my violet in place of a red. So I want the stem to pop up a little bit, so there we go. That's looking a little bit better. Hey, what's up, Jacob? How you doing there? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I almost feel like I wanna bring this arm down a little bit. Ah, maybe this I can't decide. I'll go back to it later. There we go. I'm just trying to blend these colors. Make 'em I'm just gonna go in there with yellow ochre and black and a little bit of permanent green. That'll give me a foresty looking color. No, a little bit more black. I might just glaze over this whole arm and go back in there, pop some things out. Let's do that. Yeah, that's kinda cool. See what I mean? Like it's a little bit difficult to see from an angle, but I just make everything dark and then I go back in there and just selected areas. I'll bring out some highlights. I think that's what I'm gonna do with this arm. So I'll just go back in there with the yellow ochre and white. Just maybe pop out a muscle or two here. The only problem from these screenshots is that the resolution from a live Zoom stream, you're not gonna get the best resolution, but you can work with it. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I really love working with, like, oils and all kinds of other things, but I feel like I've kind of found a medium with gouache. What I might do is make this area around her a little bit brighter. Or maybe I'll just go in there with, like, a red. Yeah, I think that's what I was needing. Yeah, that's more like it. I'll probably end up going back into this arm again sometime later, but I need to move on, not get stuck in one place for a long time. There we go. I don't like my stuff to be super, like, photorealistic. I find that having a little bit of, abstract feeling to it can make it feel more organic. It's a weird thing to say, but I think the big difference between, for example, somebody like Frazetta and what I'm gonna get the name wrong, but Boris Vallejo is Boris Vallejo was extremely, um, I don't wanna say dependent, but accurate to his portrayals from his reference photos, and it tended to make it look a little too, I don't know, unnatural, but be looking too real. Whereas Frazetta's work, I think, feels more organic because it kind of separated itself from the exact depiction that was in the reference photo that he was using. He said he didn't use them, but he did, without a doubt. That's better. And that's another problem I have too, like, I wanna not be completely 100% accurate to the photo, but at the same time, I find myself wanting to go back to it and, "Yeah, that's looking better." It's this part right here that's giving me a little bit of problem. Hmm. Oh, I need to go on to a different part of the picture, I know. Yeah. Well, and he had so much ease with it too. He would just go into a picture and he said it would just be like a wash, and he would just that's what I'm trying to do too. You just go in there with a wash, and then you just pop out little places, and then that makes the figure come to life. I think the problem with this one is the arm's up too high. Yeah, I'm gonna be going back and forth with this arm, I could tell. It was the one and see, this is something I should have solved from the beginning. It was the one part of my initial underdrawing that I wasn't really happy with, but I was like, "Oh, maybe I'm just thinking about it too much. I'll try to work with it whenever I put the paints on." But you can't do I think I found out what the problem was. That's not something you could do. You gotta have that underpainting work and or underdrawing work, and otherwise it'll come in and bite you in the butt afterwards. And that always happens to me. Yeah, and you just need to bring the arm down completely. Another thing I'm working with to keep my gouaches from drying out is I've got a wet palette here. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. I just did what I had to do. All right, I'm gonna make this really dark underneath here. And by the way, I'm working on um, Strathmore Bristol board. Yeah, that works better. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm gonna pop out the area on his foot right here, on her foot. Sorry, this part right here. Did he do some Lord of the Rings art? Yes, he did. One of his most famous ones, and I believe it was just an ink drawing, but he did several pieces. But there's one of Eowyn fighting the Night King. There's a famous one of that. That's the first one that comes to mind. Um, but I'm sure he did several pieces for it. All right. All right. Have a good one, Low Spec. Good luck with your stream there. I There we go. There we go. That's better. All right. That took a little bit, but problem solved. I'm just going to go back through here, put like a little bit of a glaze wash over this. Um, this isn't really a commission or anything, but just I've had these pictures and I've been wanting to work with him for a while now. Just haven't had the time. To be honest, I don't really have the time right now, but I need some pieces to take with me to WonderCon. So tomorrow I'll work on something else, but today I want to get this piece finished and maybe another piece started. I'll bring her hair down here a little bit. There we go. And at some point, I really just need to put the reference photo away and not look at it anymore because in the end, nobody's going to look at this reference photo whenever they see the art, and it'll stop you from being creative. It'll stop you from being like exploring ideas and stuff if you just look at your reference photo the whole time. There's certain parts about I'm really happy with, and other parts I'm like, I'll need to push this a little bit later. That's what it's always about, though. Push and pull, push and pull. Oh, I just saw your message, Jacob. Uh, this coming Tuesday. I'll have to look at my schedule. I'm gonna be really hmm, hmm. I'm gonna be really, really, really busy trying to get ready for Comic-Con, but if I could find a time, I'll 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 try to. I'll do my best, but I can't make any promises. And thank you very much for the invite. All right, let's get this hair here. Well, the problem is, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of a wash. Oh, really? Um, Moves are always a pain in the butt, but exciting. I think what I need to do here is just really push this back. Let's try this. A little bit more dark. Yeah, yeah, totally. I'm hoping I don't have to do that for a very long time. Probably spent half of my life moving. All right. I'm gonna call this session "The Struggle with Her Right Arm." But sometimes it's just like with something like this, you just gotta hit that right brushstroke, and then once you hit that, it'll be fine. I'm gonna try this blue back here and see what I can do with this. This could be the answer that I was looking for. Oh, their 5th? I've probably moved 5 times in 1 year of my life. Go to another place. Let's put in some started some new something new, art make light gray ink blotches on paper like 10 of them. I hey, you know what? One of my favorite things to do to come up with ideas is I will and when I take a shower, my it has, like, the fake marble texture, and I will just find pictures in there all the time and imagine how to render them, and to me, finding those kinda images and just random, uh, like, blotches or whatever, so fun. Oh, cool, man. Do. Please do. Yeah, whenever you're having trouble just coming up with an image or whatever, just doing some of those random like, I do that in my nursery school as well, or when I used to teach there. We would just randomly make, patterns or not well, texture, like bubble wrap or something like that, then find an image inside of there. I'm tempted just to do something crazy here. Yeah, let's do it. 'Cause I'm just not happy with what's going on here. Because if you look at the negative space between 2 objects, you can see what's working and what's not. Alright. Let's put in some of her hair here. Hmm. Alright. Let me throw in some more music here. Sorry for the silence. Let's just go in here with the small brush, play around. One thing I'm trying not to do is well, I actually kinda wanna muddy them a bit because the skin tone is very it's moments like this where you wish you just had control Z, control Z. Like, "Oh, I had that so well earlier. Why did I fuck with it?" I just have to turn off the brain. Right now I'm turning some ink blots into spaceships. That sounds cool. I just bought this flat brush today. I'm kinda liking it. No, I bought it yesterday. Bought it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think that's what I need to do, just make these softer up here. Okay. Well, it's been a bit of a challenge today, but I feel like it's moving along. I just need to really darken up these values behind the just squint the eyes a little bit, and there we go. Not do exactly what the picture tells you to do, but to work with what your mind tells you to do. Right. Here we go. Uh, you know, I don't know what it is that's bothering me here. If I isolate this color, it needs more warmth to it. I think that's what it is. Just need to go off this with a nice violet wash. So I knew I was going to do this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. When I get obsessed with one area, I just can't move on until I feel like I've earned the right to go on to the next place. So I kind of have to stop thinking about what my mind thinks it sees and actually go with what it actually is. I wish I could get a better angle of this picture for you guys to look at, but unfortunately, it's a pretty large picture, so it's a bit difficult to do that. That goes in there, goes there. What I might try to do here is not get frustrated. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's see what time is it here. Oh, it's already 2:20. Oh, there it is. There it is. I got it. Finally got it. Thank God. There it is. That didn't take long. Alright, let's see what else I could do here. I don't wanna do I could probably go a little bit more detail into what's going on in the front, but I don't wanna get too detailed. Let's alright. I should have done this a long time ago. My palette has become a war zone. I need to clean it off. Get nice and clean. That'll help me concentrate on things more. Definitely. Sha Alrighty. I'm just go back in there with some just pure violet, and I'm gonna do some thin glazing. Push this on back a little bit. So it looks like it's coming forward. And there's could be a lot of blood vessels in her hands, so let's lightly put a glaze over that. Just a light one. Have the brush dampened a bit and just go over certain places. Feel like there's more volume to it. All right, it's looking better. What I'll do with when I'm working with the triad is I'll just mix all 3 colors without black. So I'm getting the darkest dark that I can with violet, permanent green, and Naples, or with the whatchamacallit, yellow ochre. And I'll just go in there like this. Just glaze over that. You know what? I'm gonna pull that over here into this part. All right. Come back here into violet. Go over that again. There we go. And this cast shadow of her hair. Let's get some warmth to it. Now I'll go back up in here. Bring out this highlight again. There we go. Thanks again for everybody's watching out there. Um, and after I'm finished with all this, what I'm going to do is go back into it and put a varnish on it. And that varnish will make some of those colors really pop out. Let's go back in here and get to her necklace. And I'm going to give her a tooth for her necklace. Let's darken all this up in here as well. And then just go back in there with a little bit of white and maple and yellow ochre. Right. Hmm. Okay. Now what I like to do is this reflected light in her arm. Just go in there with some yellow ochre. I should just go in there with pure yellow ochre. There we go. Now with anything, the light's hitting it, it's going to be reflecting the highest at the top. There's a round feeling to it. I'm going to add some green to this yellow ochre. Pop that right in there. There we go. Might bring a little bit of that into her face. Into her hair. Got the cast shadow from the spear going in right here. Hmm. Tempted to just go in here a little bit of this purple, add just a little bit of green to it, and from that shadow. There we go. Alrighty. And we'll have a little bit of that violet with some white and just a dash of Naples yellow. Have this reflected light on it. There we go. Hmm. Whew. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to take a break here. I've been going for about an hour and a half. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a break and probably come back to this later. Yeah. But thank you for everybody who joined and watched. Try if I can get a better camera angle at this. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna just leave it as it is. I can't take it off. It's taped to the board. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break right here. Thank you everybody for watching. Everybody stop by and give it a like, comment. Mm. Be on the lookout. I'll be doing some more live work later on. But that's all for the meantime. Take care and hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.